Hi everybody, it's Jules here. I'm going to do a process video for you on Colossians 3:17. This is one of my favorite verses, and I'm doing this verse right here, and I've actually already prepared this page. It was something that I had done a long time ago, and I don't know what my intent was, but I had started it, and it looks like I had just used some green acrylic paint and the baby wipe technique, which I'll show you in a little while, but I never did anything with it. And I'm going to use the colors that I already have here. Now I have to be careful because I've got stickers on the other side, so that's why I've got to be careful stamping. And so right now I'm just stamping the letters W-H-A-T. The verse is, whatever you do in word or deed, do it as for the Lord, giving thanks. And you'll see here that because I didn't have the T, I actually lost that in a vacation Bible school. I'm just going to do a hack, and I use the I, and then I fill it in with a marker. Just make sure that you get the proportion correct. And the A also didn't get a full imprint, so I just went in and filled that in with the marker as well. So the word what, and I will finish by writing whatever, by writing ever. Now I'm having problems because, again, the stickers on the other side are bumpy, and that's why I decided to use sticker alphas for the rest of the page instead of doing a lot of the writing, the hand lettering, which I do like to do, but in this case the other side of the page is really inhibiting me. So that's when you know that it might be time to move on to another Bible, is if you've got too much going on in your pages and it really keeps you from being able to do much. So I'm using some Illustrated Faith alphas, and these come from the Genesis kit, which is a great kit. It has a lot of bang for its buck, for your bucks. I'm doing do and then word and deed. These are a couple of different sets of alphas that come in this kit. And I'm wanting to get these pink and green in here, the pink alphas, bring in the pink from the paperclip that is there already. I love a pink and green combination. I think it's because I'm an 80s girl. But I love pink and green, and pink is my favorite color anyway. You can never go wrong with pink. So I'm just using a lot of pink letters. And now I'm going to use a marker and write in the words you right here, and then or for word or deed. But you'll see I actually put it on the wrong side, and then I fix it. But you can always use a little sticker to cover up your mistakes. There are no mistakes. It's just part of the process, right? So here I'm going to put in do, and again I'm using some Illustrated Faith alpha stickers. These are some of my favorites. That's the sticker that I use to cover it up. It goes from the O, the heart from within the O. These are the homespun alphas, and that's in the black IP, and now I'm going to do the pink. And what I find is that I don't have two L's in the pink, so I actually just go back to the black and I mix them. So I have one black L and one pink L. Do all. So whatever you do in word or deed, do all. And that's what this whole process is about. That's what we do. That's what we should be doing. It's all for His glory, not for ours, whether we're doing some Bible journaling, or we're doing laundry or dishes, or we're doing a YouTube video, or we're working at our job, or whatever. It's for His glory. It's not for our own. So I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, and instead of putting in the entire verse, I'm going to say, do all for Him. So I'm using, again, those tiles, for and Him. And then the tag to this verse, which is what's the most important part, what makes us able to do it is giving thanks in all things. So whatever you do in word or deed, do it as for the Lord, do it for Him, giving thanks. And so I'm going to pull in a stamp. This comes from a 1999 Stampin' Up! Set. It's just an all occasion set, and I'm going to stamp that. Right here I'm using a gelato, a Faber-Castell gelato, and I just color that on there, and then I use a baby wipe and gently rub that in. The water in the baby wipe just activates and blends the gel in the gelato. And it's a beautiful effect. I hit it with the heat gun just to make sure it's dry. It only takes a couple of seconds. But you have to keep moving your heat gun so it doesn't burn the paper. And I'm going to take that stamp. You want to make sure you get a good bit of ink on it. Hit a few times with the ink, and then I'm doing it in the page instead of in the margin because of all those stickers. So I press it and I press down, but then I find that I really can't tell what the image is. It just blends in and melds with all of the words. So I'm going to improvise, and I have some vellum patterned paper that I was going to do a couple of things with, and I'm just going to stamp that image back on this vellum paper. And the good thing is, because it's vellum, you can see through it. It's translucent. So I'm going to put that on there, and then that'll give me more of that image. So if I line them up, now I can tell what the image is better. And what that is, it's a gardening image. It's just some gardening tools, and that shows that whatever we're doing, whether it's gardening or whatever, we do it for the Lord. And it says thank you on it. So because it's vellum, I have to heat it with the heat gun to dry it because it can smear. So I hit it with the heat gun, and notice that I use my scissors to hold it in place because I can burn myself if I try to hold it. I'm using Memento ink. It's a water-based dye ink, and I'm going to glue that on there. I'm taking that same pattern paper, and because this clip is on the back side, I just cut out a circle, and I'm going to glue that on there so that now it's a front side that I can use. Just get the most that you can. Vellum, instead of using a regular tape runner, I'm using a regular glue stick. This is an Elmer's with extra strength. But tape runner often on vellum can show through. So I'm just using a regular glue stick. I stick that on, make sure it lines up, but I can tell much more what that image is. And I like that a lot better. I'm going to use, where it says thank you, I'm going to put a word fetty, the word Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, because that's what this is all about, giving thanks to Him. And that helps us to remember that everything we do, it may be drudgery, but it's a gift from God. So thank Him for it. And then it changes our attitude. It changes our perspective. So I glue that tab onto the clip, and then I'm going to put some word fetty on it. And this word fetty set, the black, and then I also have a white one. And that came from the Genesis kit as well, the Illustrated Faith Genesis kit. So I put on the tag deliberate because we need to be intentional and deliberate about being thankful and remembering that everything we do is an act of worship. So I say deliberate and thank you for my tags. And then I'm going to use some washi tape to adhere, to just make sure that those clips and tags are staying in place. I want to get some black and white, and then also some pink. This washi tape is just, it came from a set at Michael's, a black and white set. I tape that on there. And then I also want to find a pink, and this pink also just came from a set at Michael's. I wanted to get the light pink to bring out the light pink from the ribbon and the gelato. So I stick a double layer on there of the black and white and the pink, trim off an edge there. And then I'll hold those clips in place so that they're not moving all around. Now I have this space down at the bottom that I'm going to work with. Oh, that little D was trying to run away, wasn't sticking too well, so I added some glue to it. Sometimes that happens with the adhesives, with the stickers. You might need to give it a little more. It's like a kid, you have to help them out sometimes. So the space at the bottom, I'm going to fill it with a heart. And this set of hearts is also in the Genesis kit. I'm getting a lot of fun use out of the Genesis kit. And I'm going to put that on there, and I'm actually going to write the words giving thanks in that heart. But I'm going to use my hearts in other places. I'm using the polka dotted pink hearts, which help to bring out the polka dots, and some striped pink hearts. But I'm trying to find the best placement. You want to balance it out. And you want to give your eyes a place to just travel along the page. So right there I have 3. I'm outlining it to make it a little bit different and to make that black come out and pop off the page. So at first I wasn't going to color that verse, but I do outline it. I actually end up going back with the pink gelato for the verse. Okay, so here's where I write in giving thanks on the heart, because we want to have a heart full of thanks to the Lord for everything He's done for us. And everything that we do, we should be thankful and giving thanks to Him. So now I've got my date stamp. I'm just about finished. This is a Heidi Swap stamp that I've had for a little while, and I just find the right date. And I realize usually that it gets an edge of ink on there, so make sure that I wipe that off and I stamp that on. And then I realize I still need one more heart on there to just bring my eyes around. So I find one more fun heart, and that gives me the rule of 3 there, a triangle between the big heart next to do, the one at the bottom, and then I put that heart there, and it just is a little more pleasing to the eye. And then I outline that. And there we are. That's the page. Whatever you do in word or deed, do all for Him, giving thanks. So I thank you for watching this video, and if you have any comments or questions, leave me a note in the comment section. Thanks.